So now my goal would be to get him to walk near it without having too much of a panic attack. I am in a bad position because he wants to go over there. So he's going to not try to go on it, and he's going to try to go that way. So I'm going to want to be on the other side of him, not on this side of him, because there's nothing that draws him that way, but his stall draws him that way. So if he's going to try to pass it, he's not going to go that way. Okay? So I'm going to change sides with him, and I'm going to ask him to come up here with me. I ask him to step up to me, remind him that he trusts me. Ask him to step up back to me, remind him that he trusts me, and allow him to try while I'm so that's the bird, okay? I've described the bird in other videos where he swished his face towards it like he's trying to give it a little brush with his whiskers, and that's exactly what he's actually doing. He's trying to find a vibration. Is it alive? Does it have a vibration of its own? Okay, so that's what he's doing right now. Good. So he's licking and chewing based on something that he's processed on his own. So now he's evading. This isn't a try. So I wouldn't say, oh, okay. So I'm going to say, hey, listen, you were trying, so why don't you give it a little try? Come step closer. Yeah, so that is mercy. That is please tell me I'm going to be okay. I'm going to let him know he's okay. And that's a try. Even backing off is still a try. He's exercising his right to retreat. I never make them feel like they're forced to stay where they come to. I let them know that they're allowed to leave. He's allowed to leave. He's not allowed to leave. He's allowed to believe he can get away from it if he needs to. So now I'm going to ask him to reapproach it. I'm going to ask him for a step closer to me because he does trust me. Good. And now he's trying again. And again, I'm going to allow him to believe he can leave. He should not be made to feel like he can't leave. He should be allowed to believe. I'm just not going to let him turn and try to like spin and leave. Allow him to back away. He's like, last time you told me all I had to do was back away and then we could go to my stall. I'm going to ask him to take another look at it. You're okay. Let him know he's okay. Ask him to try. He's not trying right now, right? He's just he's got like blinders on right now. He's trying to avoid the idea that he has to be facing this obstacle. But I'm going to ask him to try. So that's still a try, even though he backed away. It's still a try. And ask him to try again. So now he's going to try to come on top of me. So I'm going to tell his shoulder to go away from me. Tell his shoulder to go away from me. Tell his shoulder. Good. Good. I'm going to ask him to try one more time, and then I'm going to tell him he's allowed to back away, and then we're going to be done because there's other horses that want to come in, and I'm not trying to scare him. I'm trying to make him brave. So Bentley has a sight problem. Bentley has cataracts, and he is having diminishing vision. So what he can and cannot see is hard for us to know. So I'm not going to push him too hard for something that he's already struggling to see, regardless of the fearful part of it. I'm going to ask him now. He can back away.
He got pretty good at the new backup cue, right?
I'm going to tell his nose to turn that way. I'm going to tell his shoulder to follow his nose, and then I'm going to kiss for him to go. Good boy. So first I'm going to see if she'll just walk across this. She's seen the tarp before. So as long as I feel confident about it, she should feel confident about it. Not really worried about that. Let me just do it one more time because my goal tonight is to see if I can't do one of my koala rides and ride her over the tarp. Make sure that she's okay doing it without something on her back. Stop her here. Get her reins ready. Good job. Step her up here. I'm going to deliberately put her tail far away so that she can really show us she knows this part of the routine. Good. Okay. Good. Go across it.
Notice her confusion when asked to be a bit more independent.
Good. Oh. Good. Good. What a good girl. Nice big brave girl, huh? Sorry, that snap hit her in the leg. That's why she jumped. That's a nice big brave girl. Let's go. So now with OOPIE, again, I do these as bring-in lessons. I don't bring these in as lessons. They're more like exercises. And if we can get through it with calm and understanding and maybe even a little bit of continued education, that's awesome. But I don't want to have myself get into a situation where now it's something I have to do an entire session with. So he's never crossed the tarp before. I'm going to put the rope halter on him with a longer line, and I'm going to see how far we can get with him, at least maybe putting a foot on it. I want to be able to get him to cross, OOPIE to cross the tarp. But if tonight he doesn't, I'm not going to stay until he does. I'm going to find a place to quit. Okay. Okay, so same with OOPIE, same with Bentley, or same as Bentley. I'm going to change sides because OOPIE's less likely to go that way than he is to go that way because his stall is that way. And he just proved me wrong. But so I'm deliberately standing on it so he can tell it makes noise. I might choose to move that mounting block, so we'll see how
Look at his ears. That is worry.
bad he wants to run backwards if I feel like I need to move that mounting block just so that he doesn't crash into something and scare himself. So I'm just going to ask him to try. So he's not trying. Now, one of the things I want you to look for in him is he has a moment of catatonic. And I'm trying to figure out what the trigger, what he does first. I'm going to go ahead and move this mounting block back, 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 back. Good job. I'm trying to figure out what triggers. I want to learn his, like what shows up first before he goes into this little catatonic state, right? He goes into, you'll see, he just kind of blanks out and then just stands there. And I don't know what causes it, like what his triggers are or what his initial signs are before he does it. He does tend to plow into me with his head, so I'm not going to really allow any of that. These are great trust exercises as well as direction exercises. I'm telling his shoulder to go that way. Good. I'm going to tell him he can't leave. And ask him to look. So he's avoiding it, which I don't want. And I don't want him to jump on me when it scares him. So I might tell him to go that way and then turn his tail away. I don't want him parallel nose to me in case it scares him. I don't want him jumping on me. So there's a little bit of what looks like he's thinking about going kind of into that catatonic space. You're not allowed to jump on top of me. No, I'm not asking you to leave either. So I'm going to tell him to chase his shoulder, follow his shoulder that way again. There, you stepped on it, sort of. Okay. Okay. There you go. There. Yeah, you overrode that all by yourself. What a good job. What a good job. So that was something very scary, and he really overrode it instantly. So I'm pretty impressed with that. See if he... Now I actually encouraged the trot. That was my own fault, and that was because I was trying to make sure that I could get out of the way if he blasted across it. But I think he trotted because of me, not because he was scared. So I kind of want to get his breathing down. Let's see if we can get him to walk across it, right? And you walk. I don't want you right behind me. I don't want you right behind me. How about beside me? Good job. Yeah, but his breathing's still very puffy. So I'd like to see if we can go across it without his breathing being really puffy. I'm going to ask him to come and just look at it before we cross it again. Yeah. Cross it, but cross it a little bit. Good job. So he's still got a little escape coming from it. So we're going to go ahead and just ask him. I'm not going to ask him to stop on it, but I'm going to ask him to take those last 2 steps a little slower. So I'm going to be a little more controlling. Good job. And all I did to control that was I had my hand on his neck. So I was there supporting him over it by just putting my hand on his neck. Just saying, hey, let's not run across it. I'm here with you. Let's walk across it. I'm just trying to guide him off of me. Good job. So I'm going to go ahead and turn him. I'm going to let him come back and look at it from this angle. Ask him to move his shoulder. Move his shoulder. Yes. Ask him to look at it from this angle. Good. I'm going to ask him to back away real quick. Back. Shh. Good job. I'm going to let him know he did a good job, even though he's going to probably try to just run me over. Our next real major exercise with him is going to do a stand-stay, teach him about ground tying, because he has a tendency to not know that his feet need to stay still, and he likes to plow me over. He's a little bit of a bulldozer. So his next exercise will be a stand-stay. Okay, good job. One of the real tricks about working with something like that is capitalizing on any trust that you've built with your horse and knowing how you can comfort your horse, like a specific touch, a specific, not scratch. I don't think scratch is comforting to your horse. I don't think that offers like a heart-to-heart thing. If you notice, like with my horses, if I put my hand out, they'll like throw their head into my hand and often lower their head with my hand on them. That's my heart-to-heart. It usually is to say, I'm proud of you. I acknowledge your try. I recognize you're having a hard time. I'm here with you. So it's a very support thing. How it's used depends on what's going on with the horse. But you'll see that all of my horses, he even actually exhibited it tonight, which is one of the first times I've seen him do that, where he's literally said, hey, I need that. He's accepted it before, but I don't know that I've ever felt he said he needed it. And tonight he said he needed it. And I'll look in the video and see if I can't find where he did that specifically, and then highlight it again and put it in the video right after I say this.
Here I offer. And here he asks.
Okay, I paused so that there's a space to put that piece. I'm very proud of him because it was like from the moment I said, I'm here with you, I got this with you, there was a time where I thought to myself, he wants to be brave and he'll probably, because when he overrode it, okay, that's actually when it was, is when he stepped on it and he went, well, that wasn't so bad, right? There was that self-reflection of the moment that he had, right? He stepped on it and went, and then you could see he kind of went, all right, well, that didn't kill me. So that's when I knew he was okay to try, right? And that's when I was pretty confident that if I ask him to just come across with me, he's going to somewhat blindly do it, but he's already gotten over the initial sound of him touching his feet on it. Okay, gonna go get another horse.